Usually two works a little better for us. Hello. Yeah.
That's better. Okay.
That's better. Just don't know why it won't let us get the other one on. I mean, I guess
Yep, and I can. Oh, I can hear myself really well in here. So this is actually really Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to college volleyball here at Viterbo University, La Crosse, Wisconsin. We're in the R.W. Beggs Senior Gymnasium. This will be a good one tonight. Two teams ranked in the top 15 in the country as third-ranked Northwestern of Iowa visits 15th-ranked Viterbo of La Crosse. Northwestern 19-3 on the year. They're 11-0 in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. As we said, they're ranked 3 in the country. They had a big week last week, up from 7 nationally. They beat... I say a couple of wins against both ranked teams. Don't have that immediately in front of me. I'll do some digging and find that here. Give me about 5 seconds or so. 2 ranked wins. They beat number 2 Concordia Friday. Among those 2 wins this week, they've got some big players too. Stella Winterfeld was the national attacker of the week last week. 5.3 kills per set, hit .313 in those 2 top 20 road wins. They have a national leader in blocks as a middle inside in Xavier Metzger. So. In addition to 2 top 15 teams, you're going to see two that were second-team All-Americans last year, and these potentially could be the 2 best middles in the entire country in Metzger and Viterbo's Jada Mitchell. Kind of a match. It might be a match you see a rematch again, and maybe not early, maybe late in the pool, or maybe even once you get down to the bracketed play in the national tournament. It should be fun here. Looking forward to this one tonight. Sydney Ostro will begin serving here for Northwestern. We'll get you all the starters here for both teams momentarily and run through those 4 factors we usually do. Opening serve here, Connor will set up Mitchell inside. Early matchup inside, and Mitchell wins it. I get a feeling we're going to see a lot of that one inside tonight. Check will serve Metzger not on the floor here to begin, I don't believe, for Northwestern. I'm checking numbers quickly. Nope. Get everybody figured out here pretty quickly into the match. Grace Check serving here to begin for Viterbo. Go deep middle. Go inside, tipped over the block, dug up by Gurman. Right side for Treptow and block back. And, dig up there by Check. Jar over the block. And Jar will get that kill. First couple of points tonight for Viterbo. Get a chance to talk to Ryan DeLong a little bit before the match. Yeah, said kind of echoed what I just said, that Mitchell and Metzger would be a fun matchup when those two get matched up, if they do on occasion inside. Let's do Winterfeld, and Winterfeld down the line for the kill. As we said, Winterfeld, the reigning national attacker of the week. Metzger will check in, so first time we've seen her tonight. 5.3 kills a set, hit .313 in 2 top 20 road wins, including second-ranked Concordia and 18th-ranked Midland, Nebraska. Total kills had 22 in that match against Concordia. Hit .319 in that match. Also had a double-double at 11 digs. So pretty good all-around players, Winterfeld. And we'll talk about her a little more momentarily. Jar over the block, out and long. Winterfeld is a transfer from South Dakota State, Division I school. She played libero there as a freshman and is now a National Attacker of the Weekend here in her second year. She's a junior here at Northwestern. Inside for Treptow. Treptow off the block but dug up. Go over the block. Good decision by Check. Outside attack that time by Riley Franken. Usually see a lot of 6-footers for Viterbo, and opponents maybe not a ton of 6-footers, but a lot of 6-footers in this lineup. Sampson at 6'1" is a 6-footer. Metzger at 6'1", Riley Franken at 6'1", so 3 6-footers in the starting lineup. 4. There's Metzger, her first, I believe her first attack tonight. Overpass, but dug up by Gurman. Left side for Jar. Jar splits the block, got tipped, kill for the Seahawks. We said Metzger's the national leader in blocks. Almost 2 a set, 1.96 per set. Back middle. Dug up here, tipped over. Easy dig up by Connor. They end up bringing a free ball. Right side, tipped over and into the middle. Easy tip that time by Franken. Viterbo still has the Chicagoland streak going, obviously a non-conference match here tonight. Viterbo ranked 15th in the country, as we said. 17-5 on the year, 11-0 magic number to make it back to the national tournament, 6. Regular season winner, once again, will automatically make it to nationals. Treptow off the block, dug up on the right side by Potoff. Winterfeld dug up by Gurman. To the left side for Jar. Jar splits the block, puts it away. Very good swing there by Jar. Viterbo, as we said, 17-5, 11-0. Magic number is 6, up to 15, up from 16 in the latest national poll that came out yesterday. They got taken to a second set for just the second time in their 2 years in the Chicagoland on Saturday against Governors State and almost lost that one. Won 16-14 in the fifth, so winning streak in conference plays up to 28, but it was challenged on Saturday. Off the block here, dug up by Czech. Left side for Jar. Jar tips middle, and it'll stay alive. It'll be a free ball, barely gets over. Right side here for McKenna Ely, and McKenna Ely puts it away, able to beat the libero in the back row that time, Maggie Bloom. Good start here for the V-Hawks, up 6-3 early. Mentioned Metzger. Metzger's a 3-time National Attacker of the Week in her career. Has 500 career blocks, which Mitchell achieved recently for Viterbo. So we've got 2 players with 500 career blocks matching up each other on occasion at the net. Not both on the floor right now. German will dig this one up. Back set from Polavina to Ely, and Ely able to beat the libero Bloom once again. Like we said, nice start here for the V-Hawks. Now, Northwestern was number 1 in the country for a large portion of last year and then got upset in pool play last year. Viterbo also got knocked out in pool play at the National as well. Polavina able to beat Bloom. Not a great start tonight for Bloom in the back row. 5'3" sophomore Oriella Ellen will get a timeout. Northwestern. Excellent start for the V-Hawks. Up 8-3 here out of the chute. So here Mr. Quist doing some yelling on the other side. His daughter Maddie is back in dress tonight. She was not dressed for a lot of recent matches, but is back in dress tonight. She's a 5'8" freshman from Boston. Older sister Mia Quist, a senior from Boston. I imagine here Viterbo off to a good start. Yeah, hitting .455 here in the opening 11 points of the match. Early on here, but only hitting 111 so far is Northwestern. Not going to be a whole lot worth of stats so far. 3 kills for Jar, though, so far in hitting .500, and a couple of kills and put them both down as Ely. So, sophomore from Holman and Jar, and the freshman from West Salem and Ely off to good starts as far as offense. Okay, I mentioned talked to Ryan Long a little before the match here, and it's one of the things he kind of hoped that might be the case. I kind of maybe threw it as him as a possibility. He said, I think that's maybe a hope, but we're certainly hoping that's the case. And the case is, might be better in the middle with Metzger over Mitchell, which is obviously rare for Viterbo. Pretty good setter. Maybe better with the hitters on the left side, maybe better defensively. And so far, the second left side in Jar and the second right side Neely off to good starts. Polavino continue to serve. The right side for Winterfeld, short of the net, didn't get over. 9-3 V-Hawks lead. The kind of match Viterbo's not in a lot, especially this time of year. They do go play a very good non-conference schedule. I think Ryan has figured that out. Kind of like Gonzaga or Memphis was maybe 15 years ago in college basketball. Tipped over, dug up by Jar. He'll go inside to Hinsman and plays it in the corner and good. One a real pretty looking swing that time by Hinsman, but she'll take it, tipped it over, get the kill. 10-3 V-Hawks out of the chute. Excellent start. Yeah, as I said, her spot Viterbo's not in. They play a lot of good teams in August and early September before they get to conference play. Kind of sneak one in here in the middle of the season. It's a real good test, kind of a good kind of checkpoint to see where you're at. Big picture. Jar with a big swing and splits the ball out. More fired up Viterbo bench than usual. And Mitchell first said Metzger's first. Mitchell's 11th in the country in blocks per set, so she's no slouch. She's also 19th in the country in hitting percentages, Mitchell. So top 20 in not only blocks, and then a solo block from Jalen Hinsman. As she stuffs Metzger. 12-3 Viterbo out of the chute, and the second time out already for Northwestern head coach Kyle Vandenbosch. Add coaching to the list where there's a lot of similarities between these two. Ryan DeLong, 8th in the country all-time in wins. Kyle Vanden Bosch, 11th in the country all-time in wins. Never did get to the 4 factors here. Let's do that, and maybe it didn't do them because Northwestern's actually favored in all of them. Kills per set, Northwestern 12.5 for Turbo, 11.8. Slight advantage, also a slight advantage in hitting percentage. Northwestern hitting .235 on the year, Viterbo hitting .221. The big difference where Viterbo is usually a big favorite and sometimes a significant favorite in some of the conference matches is blocks per set. They average 2.3 blocks per set. Northwestern averages 3 per set. So a fairly significant advantage there in a spot where Viterbo is usually significantly better. Digs per set, Northwestern 16.3, Viterbo 13.2 a set. So better in all of those 4 statistical factors that we always look at: kills per set, hitting percentage, blocks per set, and digs per set. Well, we should mention here too, 4 common opponents between these two. They both played Concordia of Nebraska, Peru State, that's in Nebraska, Indiana Wesleyan, and McPherson of Kansas. Northwestern 3-1 against those opponents. Viterbo was 2-2. So a slight advantage there, but the big difference is in sets. Northwestern's played 14 sets against those 4 teams and are 10-4. Viterbo is 6-10 in terms of set. Serve out that time by Polavina, but a nice service run by Polavina. V-Hawks still up 12-4 here in the first. 65 straight weeks in the national polls for Northwestern. That's second in the country. 39 straight weeks in the national polls for Viterbo. That's 8th in the country. Big swing on the right side from Jar, and Jar puts it away. Able to beat Metzger and Sidney Euster at the net. Haley Halverson in, Casey Franklin in to serve. I don't know if we mentioned everybody on the floor yet. Let's do that. We mentioned Franklin's in to serve. 6, Reese German's the libero. 7 is Jaden Polavina, the setter on the second crew. McKenna Healy's in their second right side. We'll get them all here and we'll get a shot. We'll do the same for Northwestern, and let's serve. And Viterbo, everything going right now as they're up 14-4. Halverson, Hinsman, and Ely right now in the front small. Haley, Halverson, Jalen Hinsman, McKenna Ely. We already mentioned German, Polavina, and Franklin serving. Get you the Northwestern 6 when we get a chance, and get some other players. Deep serving just long that time from Franklin. Didn't miss by much. 14-5. So we'll get your players here as we get a shot here. Already mentioned 10 Metzger and 5 Winterfeld. They're big middle and their big left side. Let's see if Northwestern put a run together here in this set. Inside Polavina, left side for Halverson off the block, and a big block that time by Northwestern. 8 out there at the moment is Maddie Sampson. 5 is Winterfeld. So we'll get them all here for you and we'll get a shot. I believe that's 2 in there as a setter. Yeah, it is Nia Potoff. Right side for Ely, away from the net. Dug up by Potoff. Over the block, dug up by German. They'll dump it over with Polavina to the deep corner. Handled well and off the block, and a kill for Northwestern. 1 is out there right now. That's Maddie Nemmers. Mentioned Winterfeld, mentioned Potoff. Nemmers is serving, I believe. Sampson, we mentioned, is at the net. 14-7, 3 straight for Northwestern, but still down a fair amount. Go inside for Hinsman. Dug up by Nemmers. Back row attack. Dug up by German. Outside for Halverson off the block. Dug up. Inside tip to the middle, and able to keep it up was Polavina. Sampson got that tip inside. 9 out there a moment is Liv Reitzma. I think we got them all. 4 is Sydney Oster out there at the moment as well. I think we got all 6 on the floor. 4 straight for Northwestern. A few more points here before Ryan Long would consider using one of his 2 remaining timeouts. On the left side for Halverson. And gets a break off the tape and down. Now getting some breaks too in this set. Got the let serve earlier from Franklin. That one rolled probably a good 2-3 feet along the tape before falling down, and that swing from Halverson. And the barrel back in is Maggie Bloom. Mia Quiston to serve. We noticed Connor's got a wrap on her left leg. We'll try and describe that in a little more detail when we get a shot. That hits long. Good decision back row by Quist. Back-to-back points here for the V-Hawks after Northwestern put together that 4-point run. That's a wrap on her left leg, or what that is for Connor. It kind of extends from kind of mid-thigh to a little bit below the knee. I guess Angst is wearing something similar on her right calf, or right thigh, I should say. Down the line, and good. Good swing that time by Ostra, excuse me. 16-8. Just noticing that one of the Northwestern players, I believe that Sampson's wearing one as well. So you get a feeling maybe just a minor calf injury, and keep it warm and keep it loose, and hopefully don't deal with any problems during the match tonight. We got a yellow card here against, well, based upon the applause on the Viterbo side, going to be, yes, that was assessed against Northwestern. No argument of any sort from either coach. I apologize, I didn't see exactly what happened, so I'll make that on the list here. Hope to be joined here. Yeah, we'll get a better shot here to have Ryan DeLong join us tonight. Inside for Mitchell, dug up by Bloom. Over the block, split the block that time from a distance away, and out that time on the swing from the outside by Ostra. 17-9 V-Hawks lead here in the first. Connor back into serve along with Sadie Treptow. Well, we didn't get everybody in the first pass because we were kind of running through some of the stats between these two, so we'll try and get that. Should mention here, we do have a player from Onalaska playing on the roster for Northwestern, Haley Kapelke. Actually from Sparta, but played at Onalaska High School, second year. JV only a year ago, played a few sets this year, kind of a bench player. And a nice swing from Halverson off the block. I definitely remember Kapelke from high school, good high school player. At some point here, we'll run through the stats from last weekend. Thought the better win of the two was going to be the win at St. Xavier Friday for Viterbo, and turned out that win at Governor State was tight. Inside, and able to put it away that time was Sampson, I believe. That's kind of a rare spot, and good body control. Usually a set that close to the net a lot of times is dumped over on the second of the three possible hits, and kept her composure inside that time and was able to get it to Sampson and play it over. Go inside for Mitchell, splits the block, puts it away. Might have been a little bit of a cut shot that time too, as Reitzma wasn't able to handle it. Check back to serving, I think second rotation, and Viterbo up 19-10. Very, very good offensive first set here for Viterbo. Mentioned it at the timeout, Viterbo hitting .455. 12 kills, 2 errors, 22 attacks. And that one put away on the overpass inside by Jar. (20-10). V-Hawks 5 points away here from a extremely impressive first set. Left side, Winterfeld able to beat the double block that time of Treptow and Mitchell. Metzger back in. At least thus far, and I'm going to guess this is probably the case here. We haven't seen those two together. We've seen Metzger in for Winterfeld and vice versa. One of those two always on the floor. Mishandled serve that time by Gurman will lead to an ace. Ace that time for the libero Bloom. 20-12. V-Hawks still in pretty darn good shape here in the first set. That time Gurman able to dig it up. I'll go inside for Treptow. Nice dig up by Bloom. I'll go back row attack. Off the net, dug up by Connor. Mitchell's second hit will play it over. We'll go outside for Winterfeld. I apologize. They're on the floor together now are Winterfeld and Metzger. I thought that was Winterfeld to check out Jar. Kind of a tough attack, but able to get it over. Winterfeld again tipped and out. That seemed like a late adjustment by Winterfeld. And surprisingly, it looked like she had a decent shot there cross court on the swing, but instead opted real late to go for the tip down the line, and the tip was out. Libero Gurman serving. Inside, and big swing, but out that time from Metzger. Well, I got everything set up the way they wanted to that time, did Northwestern, but a little over-aggressive and out. The Hawks 3 points away here from the first set. A little bit of perspiration on the floor. Well, they're not too bad this time of year. And I guess kind of raining and humid outside, so maybe that's a little bit of the reason for that, but definitely much cooler than it was a few weeks ago when we were here on a weekend. And Gurman will continue to serve. Knuckleball that time. They'll go right side over the block and able to be checked that time from the corner, I believe was Metzger. It was. Oh, correction, that was Franken from the right side. If I could even compare Metzger and Winterfeld as a combination to anybody that's been at Viterbo. Let's serve, dug up by Jar. Right side for Treptow off the block, dug up by Czech. Left side for Jar. Jar splits the block, puts it away. Izzy Jar had that gigantic match last year in the opening match of the national tournament here at Viterbo, and he's having a similar first set here tonight. 7 kills, hitting .667 so far. Might be better than what she played in the national tournament last year and against a better opponent. The Hawks 2 points away here from the opening set. It's going to be long. We'll miss it that time by Paul Levine. I think she's trying to put a little side spin on that serve is what it looked like, and went long with it. Just over the net and able to beat Jar. Good serve that time by Winterfeld. 5'9" junior, we said, a transfer from South Dakota State. Second year here at Northwestern, played libero in her 1 year at South Dakota State. And she was basically the MVP of the state tournament. They call it the captain of the all-tournament team, but she was basically the MVP of the state tournament in Iowa as a freshman, and we'll get Franklin back into serve for the set. Franklin some overspin on that serve. Overpass, Hinsman will play it up. Hinsman on, no, they'll go left side for Halverson. Halverson cross court puts it away. That's maybe as good a set as Viterbo's played this year. They won the first set 25-15. See if they played a set that good in that upset of Indiana Wesleyan earlier this year. It was kind of their best win of their early season non-conference slate. I'm going to guess no. Lost one 25-22. Oh, holy cow, I apologize, I missed one. They beat fourth set against Indiana Wesleyan was 25-12 this year, so maybe the second best set they played this season. Yeah, that's one of Viterbo's better sets of the season, no doubt. Problem at times has been consistency. We'll see if they can continue to maintain this high level of play that they've established here in the first set. Well, V-Hawks hit 464 in that opening set. (15 kills, 2 errors, 28 attacks. Northwestern hit 036, 8 kills, 7 errors, 28 attacks. (14 assists to 8, couple aces each. 12-9 Viterbo in terms of digs, only 1 block each at the net. A couple of assisted blocks and 1 solo block from Hinsman for Viterbo. Jar with a very impressive first set, as we said. 7 kills, 1 error, hit 667. Halverson a good first set, 3 kills and hit 400. Mitchell a couple kills, hit 667. Ely a couple kills, hit 667. 7 assists for Polavina in that first set, 6 for Connor, so good numbers from both of the setters. 6 digs for Gurman, good first set numbers for her, 3 for Czech, couple for Connor. Sampson actually the top attacker for Northwestern in that first cat. Three kills, hit 600. Winterfield had a couple of kills. Franken had a couple of kills. Metzger errs on 2 of her 3 attacks, so hitting negative 667. 5 assists for Wrightsma, 3 for Potoff. 3 digs for Potoff, couple for Ostra, couple for Bloom. And some assisted blocks, as we said. Well, as we said, I would guess maybe the second best set the Turbos played this year. We'll see if they can carry that over to set number 2. It's kind of interesting. I moved yesterday in my hometown of Toma, which for people who aren't around here is probably 40 miles east of La Crosse or something. Moved all my stuff out and brought in a cleaning crew to clean the place up. I've been in for 13 and a half years. They're doing that work actually as we speak. So, but kind of mentioned them. Well, they kind of mentioned how long is this match going to take? When are you going to be back here? And I said I don't know. They're playing a really good team. This could be 3 sets and either team looks really good and it's over in an hour and a half. Or this could be kind of a 5-set marathon job. And even after 1 set, either one is still a possibility. And I believe it'll be who serves? Serve here. Yeah, we serve this side. So yeah, Viterbo will serve here with Connor to be in the second set. Well, Viterbo plays anywhere close to that well in 2 of the remaining 4 sets. They're going to win this match. Connor line drive serve to start. Right side and down the line. Good start for Northwestern and Franken with the kill. There's a thing I haven't hit on that I had kind of mentioned or had wanted to mention early on in the match. I think we've gotten them all here. This will be a free ball here for Northwestern. Krupko at least played it, didn't play it in, played it long. Good decision by Ostra along the line. Krupko maybe a touch too concerned about getting that deep instead of just getting it over. Saw one thing I didn't mention all the time. Besides the, we'll run through last weekend a little bit for Viterbo when we get a shot. That serve is long. Viterbo gets their first point in the second set. They trail 2-1. Check and Jar in. Angst and Halverson out. Weeks all-time at number 1. These two teams are both in the top 25 in the country. Northwestern's been number 1 10 times, and Viterbo's been number 1 a couple of times. As we said, it's both among the top 25 in the country in that stat as well. So big programs, and they're both good right now. Off the block, dug up by Gurman. Go inside from Mitchell, block back. There we go. We got the Metzger-Mitchell matchup we've been talking about, and Metzger 1, Mitchell 0 on that one. Rare to see Jada Mitchell get beat on a solo block, but she did there. Left side for Jar, and a give and go off the block, but just out. Good vision that time by both Check and Gurman to recognize that. Making some post-game notes here. Hope to be joined by Ryan DeLong after the match. Polovina at Gurman, excuse me, that far left corner serve. Didn't get a swing from near the attack line, but dug up by Gurman. Now go left side for Jar. Jar off balance that time, and one of those nights where everything's working for Izzy Jar. Create your own luck once in a while. You've had a good night swinging here. Those attackers are going to be not as good on a night where you're maybe not hitting as good, a little less confident. Knuckleball serve from Gurman. Left side for Winterfeld, block back. Treptow got the largest part of that one. Tipped that time, dug up by Jar. Connor going to go far side and just too close to the net that time. Treptow couldn't really get real aggressive in playing it, and point Northwestern back to a 4-3 lead. I think I got everything mentioned I wanted to as far as stats and similarities here. So as we said, we do have the all-conference players for them for last year. We'll mention that at some point. Connor, that'll be a free ball played over by Treptow. Right side over the block and actually blocked back by Hinsman. Another swing by Winterfeld, and that was dug up. Free ball here again from Treptow. Correction, that's not Winterfeld on the left side. That's Ostra. Sorry about that. Treptow again, swing off the block. Treptow will keep it up. Connor will set up Jar left side. Jar off the block, puts it away. Able to beat Metzger that time, along with Emma Westfall at the net. 4-piece here, second set. Viterbo, excellent first set, 125-15. All conference players then. We've already mentioned Metzger. Winterfeld was actually not an all-conference player a year ago for Northwestern. Wrightsmith, their setter, was all-conference last year. Westfall, who we've seen in the front row, is a right side. So had the 3 last year. We kind of already mentioned the previous career of Winterfeld, excuse me. So I think we're down to just mention how Viterbo did last weekend when we get a shot. We'd probably do that during a timeout. 4-piece here, knuckleball serve, and the ace. Nice serve that time by Polavina. I believe Viterbo's first lead of this second set. Knuckleball brung up by Bloom. Inside tip to the soft spot. Nice dig up by Gurman. And it'll be John mishit at that time. Got a little blocked up by the body of Gurman on the ground after she made the initial dig. Hadn't quite gotten to her feet yet. 5 apiece. As Nemmers will serve here for Northwestern. We'll go deep corner to check. Inside off the block, Hinsman dug up. This time left side for Ely. Dug up by Northwestern. Tip over the block long, played up by Check. Left side for Jar. Jar plays it down the line and good. Jar double figures that. If not, she's got to be darn close. Franklin back in to serve. Connor, Halverson back in. Jar's got 11 kills already. Holy cow. Hitting .643, couple of digs as well. Maybe better than what she played in that national tournament last year against the better opponent. That was obviously extremely good. That serve will be long from Franklin. Banks back in for Franklin. 6 apiece here, second set. Viterbo won the first set 25-15. We're down the line. Right side for Ely Eve over the block. We try to cut shot that time, a little overspin, and it was just long. Not long by a lot, but probably less than the width of a volleyball, but long nonetheless. Polavina go left side for Halverson. Big swing, but nice dig up by Bloom. Back row attack. We've seen a little more of that from Northwestern than we have a lot of women's teams. Ely with the tip to the middle, dug up. Bloom will set up Sampson off the block, or Osher, excuse me, off the block. Dumped over by Polavina, and that'll be the kill. That's that spot we mentioned earlier where Northwestern showed pretty good body control. That's an example of it there, where usually you get that pass on the second hit that's that close to the net. The setter will realize they can't do a lot with it and just dump it over. Well, that's what Polavina did there, got the kill. That's what Northwestern did not do earlier. That was so impressive with Wrightsman at the net. Served by Quist. Inside, tip. Got a piece of that to Mitchell, but couldn't get in there in time to keep it up. Good the V-Hawks on the far side with Ely. Libero Gurman back in, 8-7. Set's been a little closer here. Viterbo kind of took control early in that first set and maintained it the whole way. This has been a little more back and forth and probably a little more what we expected tonight. Inside for Mitchell. Mitchell puts it away. Able to beat Ostra that time in the back row. Connor back in to serve along with Sadie Treptow. A recent match, we haven't brought it up tonight here. Recent matches, I kind of thought Treptow would kind of separate herself as maybe the second best player on this team, but the way Jar's playing tonight, she's kind of working her way into that conversation. We'll go left side for Halverson. Halverson a big swing and puts it away. The Hawks back to a 9-8 lead. Kind of getting the sense this might be a tight one all the way to the end and a pretty important one of the potentially five sets tonight, because 2-0 versus 1 apiece here, big difference in the match. Certainly a reverse sweep would not be out of the question at that point as Connor serve goes into the net. We're now tied at 9. Now 2-0 versus 1-1 seems like it would be a big difference in this match. Bloom the libero serving. Let's see, former V-Hawks women's basketball assistant Ron Latva here tonight. Mitchell play it over. Right side, a good swing, but nice dig up by Connor. Halverson couldn't quite keep it alive as that one got near the stands. It was Franken, I believe. I mentioned Mr. Latva over there because the women's basketball team will debut a week from tonight, Friday the 24th here at Viterbo. New head coach Jordan Scar. Going to get past that time, but Mitchell able to get something out of that. A little left side off the block and good. Winterfeld with the attack and the kill. Yeah, I can see maybe why she's not an attacker in the Division I level. 5'9" is certainly not small, but when you think of Division I hitters, you're thinking more 6-footers. Couldn't handle that one. Could Inks back row. 3 straight for Northwestern, actually 4 straight for Northwestern. And a 12-9 lead. Michaela Marquardt will check in for Inks. Pretty consistent. There's been no change in the starting lineup. Inks does, that's an overpass there. And cross-court Winterfeld puts it away. Timeout Viterbo. 5 straight for Northwestern. They were down 9-8 in the second set, now lead 13-9. There's timeout for either team in the second set. I think those numbers have swung a lot more to Northwestern in the second set. Northwestern hitting .333, 5 kills, no errors in the second set in 15 attacks. Viterbo hitting .167 in the second set, 7 kills, 4 errors, 18 attacks. Viterbo still out hitting them pretty good here, out hitting them 348 to 140. 21-15 digs. Not as much net play. I thought there'd be a little more net play tonight in terms of blocks here, but 2-1 right now in favor of Northwestern. Mentioned Jar already, 11 kills, 2 errors, hitting .643 thus far. Halverson off to a nice start, 4 kills, hitting .429. Mitchell, 3 kills, hitting .286. Ely's got a couple of kills as well. For Northwestern, Winterfeld now 4 kills. She was not off to a real good start, but 4 kills for her. I was thinking more of Metzger, I guess. 4 kills for Sampson so far, hitting .667, and Franken 4 kills. Franken, excuse me, kind of like the former Saturday Night Live performer. 4 kills and hitting .600 is Franken. So 3 players with more than a kill. Viterbo with 4 players. A slight advantage Viterbo there. We said kind of the hope coming into the night is you'd push at the net with Metzger and Mitchell, and Setter's about the same. Maybe a slight advantage for Northwestern, and where you're hoping maybe your left sides and your defense were a little better. I think the left sides for Viterbo have been a little better so far before this recent 5-point one that Bloom continues to serve on. Inside from Mitchell. Mitchell puts it away. Said this in a match not too long ago. You don't have to always give Jada Mitchell a good pass to get a good swing. Case there, kind of contorted body, off balance a little bit, and still a real nice swing for an easy-looking that was not easy-looking kill. Check will serve. Right side, that'll turn into a free ball. See if Viterbo can take advantage. Inside for Mitchell, tip to the middle. Easy dig up on the near side by Reitzma. Big swing that time and able to put it away. Winterfeld with that attack and kill. Go 4-point lead, 14-10. They've won the first set 25-15. Go deep, played by Czech. Connor will go left side for Jar, and Jar puts it away. Jar's big night continues. And the fellow Holman grad, now assistant coach Mackenzie Winker, applauds that swing by Jar. German will serve from that left side, a little closer to the free throw lane in basketball. Big swing inside, nice dig up by Jar. Free ball here, German will play it over. Inside near the net. Good body control that time, but in the net was Viterbo that time, so point. Jar was in the net that time, point Northwestern. As we said, that's one thing I see with Northwestern. Second time we've seen that tonight. You get that pass that's real close to the net instead of the dump over on the second potential attack, or second potential hit, however you want to phrase it. Back row to check, dug up. Right side, played over at Treptow down the line, and Treptow will get kind of a punch shot that time for the point. 15-12. Maybe I'll put a little run together here. Ely back in, Polavina back in, Connor and Treptow out. Left side, ooh, bad pass that time, but at least got it over. Ely, big swing from the left side, nice dig up back row. Left side split the block and couldn't quite get there, could check. Osher that time with the kill for. Yeah, that was high degree of difficulty set in the middle of that point from Potoff. Closer to the right side of the floor and tried to go with a real quick cross-court set to the left side attacker. That's high degree of difficulty. Would have worked, it would have been a point, but that's a high degree of difficulty. Northwestern took advantage and able to eventually got it back and won that point. Dug up by German. Left side for Jar. Jar another big swing, puts it away. Can you sneak Izzy Jar in there for an extra rotation or two tonight? Oh, she's been fantastic. 16-13, still a 3-point advantage. Jar now up to 13 kills, hitting .647. Those numbers, unfortunately, are what Mark Grace hit in the 1989 LCS, and the Cubs didn't win a series. Because Will Clark hit better. Franklin again with the serve that's long. Back to a 4-point advantage. I get a feeling Ryan DeLong a little frustrated with the serving of Casey Franklin right now, and maybe looking to the assistants here to see if we've got somebody potentially different that could serve in her spot. Halverson a big swing, but a big block back. That'll be a assisted block with Liv Reitzman and Riley Franklin. Timeout. V-Hawks 18-13 Northwestern here in the second. The Hawks won the first set 25-15. Check the Franklin's got one ace, but in the live stats they don't go into as much detail here, so you can't really dig into service errors, unfortunately. So senses there's been at least a couple from Franklin that kind of counters the ace. Second set here. Northwestern's hitting .400. They still have not made an attack here. 8 kills, 0 errors, 20 attacks. So 7 fewer errors and 8 fewer attacks than in the first set for Northwestern at this point. V-Hawks getting a little better here. 11 kills, 5 errors, 26 attacks, hitting .231. So still out hitting them for the match. 352 to 188, but Northwestern here in pretty good shape to tie this one up at 1 apiece. 3 to 1 now in terms of blocks for Northwestern. We have team serve errors, 6 of those for Viterbo. Yeah, it's too many free points for Viterbo from the service line. Issue last year, I think it's gotten a little better this year, but still has unfortunately kind of crept up at times. Reitzman will serve here. Not a great pass that time, but Polavini had something out of it to Ely, and Ely puts it away. Nice effort there by Polavina. That pass was probably a good 3 strides off the mark that time, and Polavina able to get a back set to Ely right side and get a kill out of that. Good work by Polavina. overspin on that serve from Quist, and you know, sometimes you're the fire, sometimes you're the dog, sometimes you're the fire hydrant, and the V-Hawks were the fire hydrant on that point. Communication wasn't good, obviously, but Hinsman will actually Hinsman out and the libero Gurman back in. 19-14, still 5-point advantage here in the second set for Northwestern, trying to tie it up at one apiece. Halverson swing, dug up back row by Ostra. Big swing by Winterfeld. Mitchell got her on the block that time, but the block was out on the double block with Ely. Right side for Ely again, another big swing from Ely. Ely's had a good night as well. Yeah, I mentioned that Jar and obviously talked about her a lot, but young core of hitters for the V-Hawks. Jar, Halverson, and Ely have all had nice nights so far tonight. Ely now 4 kills, hitting .375. Halverson 4 kills, and Jar those 13 kills and hitting .647. 20-15 here. V-Hawks got to put a run together here, and that out serve from Connor won't help the cause. 21-15 V-Hawks trail. Libero Bloom is serving. Back middle. Inside for Mitchell. Mitchell off the block gets the kill. Able to beat Metzger at the neck that time. We've gotten it some, maybe not as much as I was thinking we'd get it coming into the match, but we've got it some this year, and Metzger a big block back at least once. Mitchell gets that kill. About even, what you'd expect with two, like I said, maybe the 2 first-team All-American middles in this match tonight with Metzger and Mitchell. On the left side, Winterfeld tip, dug up by Connor. On the left side, and Jar again puts it away. I don't know if Kenzie Winker ever played this. I'm sure she did at some point in the match, but boy, this is the Izzy Jar show tonight. See the V-Hawks in, got it back within 4, back-to-back points, 21-17. Northwestern's got all their timeouts remaining. I think V-Hawks get a couple more points, they'd take one. Bloom near the net, set up, dug up by Gurman. Left side for Jar, Jar tipped down the line and gets the kill. No sign of a timeout there from Kyle Vanden Bosch. I would think one more point. Are they going to take one here? They are going to take one here. Thought he might wait another point, but Kyle Vanden Bosch will take the timeout. Pretty straight for Viterbo. Don't give up in the second set yet. Down 21-15, now 21-18. As Mr. Quist does his routine on the opposite side. Northwestern down to 391. Still no attack errors in 23 attacks with 9 kills. Well, V-Hawks many more kills in this second set here. 16 kills, 5 errors, 32 attacks, hitting .344. I have excellent work here, but kind of rare. Usually a rare spot here, rare numbers thing that Viterbo's got 9 more attacks. That's part of it, but kind of rare that the team that has had 7 fewer kills. 16 for Viterbo, 9 for Northwestern in the second set is the team that's leading this set. That's kind of rare statistically. Usually it's just raw number of kills and the errors kind of even themselves out, but leads you to believe that's why Viterbo still got a shot here to come back. Both teams have 1 timeout remaining. That's something we don't mention a lot during these matches. This set, I think it matters. 400 is what they're hitting, a 196 for Northwestern. All right, Czech will continue to serve out of the timeout. We said both teams 1 timeout remaining. Czech deep to Bloom. On the left side for Winterfeld off the block. That's your go-to player. You go to her in a big spot. She gets you the kill and gets 3 points away from a 1-all tie. Potoff will serve. Yeah, Midwestern flavor, not a whole lot outside of the Midwest for Northwestern's roster. Connor will set up Treptow at the net, tipped off the middle blocker. Metzger gets the kill, back to within 3. Hinsman back in for Mitchell, Gurman to serve. Say Iowa, Nebraska, Western of Iowa in Sioux City, which is the site of the national tournament. They're the host there. There were some years they were guaranteed to make it, but they've been that good every year anyways. Probably wouldn't have mattered. Free ball here. This may help Viterbo's chances. Connor, far side for Jar. Jar over the block, out. Rare misplay from Jar so far for the first 2 sets. Gets Northwestern within 2 here of tying this one at 1 apiece. Yeah, Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Kopelki. Misplay that time. Connor barely able to play it over. Jar out of system a little bit there, and they kind of take advantage. Go over Jar that time, who was late to get to the net with Hinsman. Swinging a kill on the right side by Westfall, and it got Northwestern a set point. Winterfeld serving. Connor in the right side actually for Treptow long, and that'll do it. We're tied at 1 apiece. Northwestern wins the second set 25-19. Did I write down numbers anywhere? I did not, so we'll do them right here. 25-15, and then 19 for Northwestern. Turbo 44 of the 84 points so far here. That set was more Northwestern avoiding error than Viterbo not playing well offensively. They played very well in that second set offensively too. Viterbo hit 286, 17 kills. Nothing to be ashamed of in that set. You're getting the number of kills you like. You're getting a higher per hitting percentage than you like, but Northwestern 11 kills, Stilton, and no errors. I'm guessing I've seen that before in a match, but not immediately coming to mind. Where a team did not commit an attack error in a set. Certainly not against this caliber of opponent. Yeah, there may have been some matches at some point in Viterbo's past against some of the very weak teams they've seen in the various conferences they've been in, where they went through a set without an attack error, especially early in a match where you're playing more of your starters versus you're playing a weaker team. You get into the third set and you're up 5 or 10 late. You maybe clear the bench a little bit, but no error attack errors in that second set for Northwestern. The Hawks hitting 365 in the match. Northwestern hitting 226, so they've gotten back to close to their average. 31 assists for Viterbo, 20 for Northwestern. Aces 4-3-7 service errors have hurt the V-Hawks. Haven't mentioned that as much this year. Kind of mentioned before that had troubles with the serving last year, and I think they kind of spent the whole season trying to fix it. Got better as the season went on. I think it's a little better this year than it was last year, but it kind of crept up, unfortunately, in that second set. If you're hearing you bought a 50-50 winner, announcing that as we speak. 25 digs to 19 in favor of the V-Hawks. 3-1 in blocks favored of Northwestern. Jar 15 kills, 3 errors, hitting 600. Mitchell having her usual strong match here to 2 sets. 5 kills, hitting 400. Halverson 4 kills. Ely 4 kills, hitting 375. Treptow a couple of kills. Connor 16, Polavina 12 in terms of assists. Polavina's got a couple aces as well. 12 digs for Gurman through 2 sets. 4 for Czech, 3 for Connor. 2 each for Jar, Halverson, Angst for the V-Hawks. Winterfeld hit 7 kills for Northwestern through 2 sets. Sampson still 4 kills, hitting 667. Franken still 4 kills, hitting 600. Oster's got a couple of kills. Westfall's got a couple of kills. 11 assists for Reitzma, 6 for Potoff. 3 aces for Bloom. Pretty balanced defensively is Northwestern. Winterfeld's got 4 kills. Potoff's got 4. Reitzman, Bloom, and Oster have 3 each, and a couple for Nemers. So fairly balanced defensively, as we said, is Northwestern. Northwestern serve here to begin the third set. About ready to get underway. No dance team performance tonight that we sometimes get in the second and third sets. Kenzie Winker right now with some advice for Grace Check. I imagine Winker works more with their hitters, and Ryan DeLong, Jenna Bean work more with the defenders. Oh, bad pass that time. by Halverson to start the second set. That'll be an ace to start things off for Roster, and Northwestern gets the early advantage here in the third set. Tied at 1 apiece. Inks this time. Connor will set up Mitchell. Mitchell off the block, puts it away. Able to beat Winterfeld and Sampson at the net at time. Jar immediately in for check. Jar and check, I should say, immediately in together for Halverson and Angst. Check will go cross court with some side spin on it. Winterfeld blocked back by Mitchell, but out. Got a little bit of that Metzger-Mitchell matchup. Haven't got as much of a matchup with Mitchell against Winterfeld. Saw it there. Mitchell got the block, but the block was out. Winterfeld gets the kill. Winterfeld, a nice swing again, able to beat Gurman that time on the right side. Trying to read body language from Ryan DeLong. Play up a step. If they want to try and beat you clean in a corner or on the back line, go ahead. Outside the antenna that time. And an early timeout for Turbo here in the fourth set, down 4-1. Northwestern leading early third set. The Hawks won the first set 25-15. Northwestern won the second set 25-19. And non-conference match, so we haven't talked about conference a lot, but actually there you go. We never did talk about something I wanted to talk about. Never did run through the V-Hawks last weekend. Beat St. Xavier, who's been the second, pretty consistently the second place team in the conference these last 2 years. Beat them in 4 last Friday. Treptow 12 kills, Mitchell 8 blocks, Grimman 26 digs, Connor 23 assists. Then that one on Saturday we talked a little bit about Governor State as Viterbo won 16-14 in a fifth. Only the second time Viterbo has been taken to a fifth set in Chicagoland play, which is now 28 matches over the last 2 years. Mitchell, big match, 17 kills, hit 357, had 6 blocks. Gurman had 6 aces and 27 digs. Connor had 27 assists. That was last weekend. V-Hawks will be back in conference play on Tuesday. Yep, they'll play Judson at 6 o'clock. 2 matches in conference play next week. Judson on Tuesday at 6 and Calumet a week from tonight at 7. And the V-Hawks not back at home again until November. Connor left side for Jar. Jar puts it away. Big night for Izzy. Jar continues. Hinsman in for Mitchell. Gurman said earlier she's maybe a touch closer to the basketball lane than she truly serving from completely corner inside, able to put it away with Metzger. Hey, I believe that is her first kill of the match. Confirm that. 5-3, let's wait till it, 5-2, excuse me, wait till that 5th point gets up. That is indeed Metzger's first kill of the night. Better defender than offensive player. Mitchell maybe not as good defensively, but better offensively. And that matchup of, as we said, could be 2 All-American middles. The ball could have been long by a whole lot, but called right away by the line judge. 6-2 Northwestern here. Discussion about that point, but it'll stay point Northwestern. On the line. Right side for Treptow. Treptow off the block, able to put it away. Beat the double block of Winterfeld and Metzger. Probably not their best blocking combo. Probably Metzger and maybe Sampson tonight's been their best blocking combo, or potential blocking combo. Ball got loose there here. We'll take a brief break here and reserve. I believe that's John Ellenson on the up tonight. April Suter's the noun official tonight. Left side for Winterfeld off the block and gets the kill. Able to beat Ely and Hinsman at the net that time. 7-3 Northwestern here, early third, tied at 1 apiece. Right side for Jar. Jar's having a big enough night. They're going two all over the floor, and Winterfeld with the back row attack. But Northwestern uses that a little more than what the average women's team does. They've been pretty effective with it tonight as well. 8-3 here. Viterbo's already used a timeout. Don't want to use that second one too early if you can afford not to. Better body control that time. Polavina near the net to set up Hinsman. We saw that's been an advantage in the match. Better net control, or better body control with setters near the net by Northwestern. That time Polavina able to play one near the net that time. No dump over, set up Hinsman for the kill. 8-4, third set. Big right side swing and able to put it away over there was Emma Westfall. I don't think anybody from real close to this part of the world, well, other Kapelki, but no Iowas that are kind of northeastern Iowa that I recognize. Not surprising with Northwestern in Sioux City and right on the border of the Missouri River with, not sure if it's Nebraska or South Dakota in that part of the world. Left side for Halverson. Halverson off the block, but dug out. The left side, played over, dug up by Angst. Halverson kind of an off-balance attack, but able to hit the kill. Mitchell and Quist in. Libero Bloom back in for Northwestern. On Northwestern, you got one in Iowa, you got one in St. Paul, Minnesota, which is a smaller D3 school, and obviously you got the big one in Evanston in Illinois. (10-5) Northwestern leads third set, tied at 1 apiece. I'm not going to go into the whole story, but it's just my fantasy football team is named Northwestern's goalie after a person we met at on a Cubs trip about 20 or 25 years ago. We will not tell the whole story. Polavina inside. Now I'm going to go right side for Mitchell. Mitchell off the block, dug up by Bloom. Left side. And Sampson able to be, kept up. Nice dig up by Sampson. Better play in the second hit by Polavina. And off the block, that time Ely and Polavina couldn't keep it up. Northwestern's hitters are starting to warm up here a little more as this match rolls along. Turbo's still hitting very well 370, but Northwestern up to 306. Inside from Mitchell. Mitchell off the block, dug up by Bloom. Tip, over, kill. Sampson, that was, Franken on the right side with that tip and kill. 12-5 until lined along a little. Doesn't want to use that second time out, but might have to. His second set's starting to get away from the Turbo a little bit. Left side for Halverson. Halverson down the line. Must have been, yep, I got a piece of that one at the net, did Northwestern, so point V-Hawks. Kept throwing Connor back in. Connor to serve. Barely clipped the tape on the way by, and blocked back. Treptow and Mitchell, I believe, both got a. We'll get a half a block on that one. Didn't get a real clean swing that time, did Franken. 12-7 now. Northwestern leads here in the third. Back right to Bloom. Back left, Free ball played over. I'll set up Halverson left side over the block, puts it away. Well, sophomore left sides tonight, Jar and Halverson have both had big night. Jar's had the bigger night, but Halverson's had a pretty decent night as well. 7 kills and hitting .385 is Halverson, so she, like I said, she's had a decent night as well. And off the block, blocked back by Mitchell. Mitchell hasn't had that big effect at the net yet tonight. She had it there. 12-9, V-Hawks back within 3. The Back points for Connor on the serve. Go to Bloom again. Right side, played over, tipped to the middle, and Angst and Treptow, neither one could get there. Halverson off the block. Picked up by Ostra. Off the block, Westfeld, and couldn't quite keep it up back row that time. Could Angst. 14-9, 3 straight for Connor on the serve, and third point on the Mitchell block, but back-to-back for Northwestern, back to a 5-point advantage. High-level volleyball tonight. Some potential substitution issue here. And they'll allow Marquardt to come in for Angst. Shout out here in a sec here for long-time Viterbo table worker that's not working in Mitchell that time out. I will say it was tipped. We'll say it was tipped. They say that Sampson got a piece of it at the net. So 14-10. There have been a few more issues with subs and that yellow card tonight and those sort of things tonight because Monica Anderson, who was the official scorer here for probably the last, I'd say in the neighborhood of 10 years. She's pregnant, expecting a child, and congratulations to her and her husband, and why she is no longer scoring. Very good score here, and a player at Viterbo back early last decade as well. Played off the net, but couldn't get it up, could Connor. 15-10 the Northwestern lead, kind of maintaining that 4 to 5 point advantage. A little perspiration on the floor that'll be wiped off. Well, you've got the combination that's been the best tonight on the floor. Mitchell obviously at the net and Jar on the left side, excuse me. Bloom the libero serves, played by Gurman. They'll set up Jar left side. Jar tipped down the line, block back, but out. Another kill for Izzy Jar. Kinsman back in for Mitchell. Gurman and Polavina have been the two big additions to this team from a year ago, along with Ely, the freshman Ely, but knew she was coming in, didn't know Gurman Polavina be an ace for Gurman. Would be Winterfeld, excuse me. Sure why I want to call her Westerveld. Winterfeld. Like I said, she was a Division I libero, so that's a little notch in the feather, little feather in the cap for Gurman. 15-12, and why do I want to call her that? Winterfeld answers with the big swing, 16-12. Nice skill set, though. A Division I libero is a freshman and a national level attacker here in NAI. Set up Treptow. Inside, block back. Big block back by Jalen Hinsman. Believe her first block of the night. 16-13, 3-point set. Second block of the night for Hinsman. Polavina serving. V-Hawks had a nice service run with her behind the line earlier. See if we can get another one here. And they go deep corner and just out. Winterfeld was trying to clear the body of Oster that time and probably came reasonably close to hitting both of them, but able to get through that potential collision near the back corner. 17-13, Northwestern in front. The Hawks did save that second timeout, so they've got that available yet if they need it. Right side for Jar. Jar off the block and out. Well, you'd hate to see the night that Izzy Jars had tonight go to waste and Viterbo not get a win. She's now up to 18 kills, hitting .560. I'm guessing Olsen or Geidel or one of the big, maybe Lydia Zoo at some point. Somebody free ball here for Viterbo. Offside for Halverson. Halverson off the block and gets the kill. The Hawks back within 2, 17-15. Northwestern's got both of their timeouts here. Probably not real close to using one yet, but a couple more you might take one. Back to Bloom. Right side over the block. Easy dig up for Polavina. That'll set up Ely. Ely, big swing. Nice dig up back row that time by Potoff. Back row attack from Westerfeld. Knuckleball that time. And, got a break that time. Don't think that was the intention by, why do I want to call her Westerfeld? Winterfeld. Don't think that was the intention when she went to swing, did Winterfeld, but turned out okay and got a matchup with Ely and able to beat her. And into the net that time on the serve from Nemmers. 18-16. Mitchell back in. Quist serving. Pistol serve. Overspin. Handled. And off the block and good on the right side. Ostra. Correction, that was not Ostra, that was Westfall. Back with 3-point advantage, 19-16. Franken back in. Not a real good pass there. Able to get at least something on that, did Halverson. Right side, off the block, dug up by Gurman. Good play over, free ball, but at least Viterbo will keep the point alive. On the left side, down the line, and good. A swing that time by Ostra. 20-16, V-Hawks still have that second timeout. Ryan DeLong not going to opt not to take it here. They are going to take it late. And a little did Hemming-Hawing, they going to give it to him or no? They are going to give it to him, so Viterbo will take their second timeout. 20-16, Northwestern leading in the third set, tied at 1 set apiece. Third set stats here. Northwestern now hitting .545, so hit 036, but since then hit .440 and .545. 26 kills, 3 errors in the last 2 sets for Northwestern. Viterbo's having, believe it or not, after that first set is having their best hitting percentage set of the night, hitting .476, 11 kills, just 1 error. High level play tonight. I don't think that's very obvious. Got 2 teams that almost certainly will be at the final site again this year. We'll see if either of them advances out of pool play after neither of them advanced out of pool play a year ago. That national changed a couple of years ago, if you don't remember. It went from, it's now 48 teams. Everybody plays an opening round match. So if you win the opening round match, which are on campus sites, down to 24, then there's 8 pools of 3. And you got to go 2-0, or if you get that 3-way tie at 1-1, you got to win a kind of a tennis term. You got to win a match tiebreak. And Viterbo's been in that spot before, and they've won that tiebreak. And I'd love to tell you, I recall exactly what year that was. Maybe 19, off the top of my head, where they got to the Final Four, and you kind of looked at all the teams remaining, and boy, they have the best stats here, and they may be the favorite, and then kind of found out because they had to play that extra match to get to that point, they kind of ran out of gas on Saturday afternoon, unfortunately. A little different schedule back then. It's changed a little since then. Big block back time by Mitchell, kept up by Halverson. Dumped over by Polavina, but easily answered that time by Reitzma. Tipped over, block back. Different point, haven't had this style point in the match, and the V-Hawks win it. Back within 3, 20-17. Trepko and Connor in for Polavina and Ely. Youngsters for Viterbo had nice matches tonight. Haven't gone to Ely as much, 4 kills, 1 error, hitting .273, but Halverson 8 kills and Jaro the big night with 18 kills. As we said, 3-point set, 20-17, Connor serving. Tex Bloom. Off the net, Dan able to beat Marquardt back row. Cross court to the back line, that time from the right side by Sampson. One difference I've seen a little bit in this match, just positionally, is that maybe a half a stride closer than that is Northwestern able to play with their setters, and they've been able to take advantage. Mitchell will punch it over all the way to the back row. Close to being blocked. Tip dug up by Gurman. Side for Halverson. Halverson blocked back. Mitchell keeps it alive. Turns into an overpass, but then Westerfeld hits it long. Westerfeld, why do I keep calling it that? Winterfeld was looking for the tip. No call from either line judge, so point V-Hawks, and 3-point set again, 21-18. Winterfeld, I got to come up with a way to not use the other name I've been using for some reason. We'll go left side for Winterfeld, dug up by Connor. Left side for Jar, hot hitter tonight, blocked and knocked over. The right side and down the line and good, able to beat Check that time in the back row. Kill that time for Franken. 22-18, Northwestern 3 away from a 2-1 lead. Check's probably been their second best defender tonight after Gurman, so maybe the right combination that time. Gurman will play it up to Connor. Jar left side, big swing, puts it away. Alicia Olsen-esque tonight for Izzy Jar. Said she played really well in that national tournament opening round match this year, but I think this has got to be the best, at least through 3 sets, best she's played in her career to this point. Back within 3, near overpass, barely got it over. Connor will set up Jar again. Jar puts it away. Yeah, I think Jalen Hinman recognized what kind of a night Izzy Jar is having. They got 20 kills now, correct? That was her 20th kill of the match. 20 kills, 4 errors, hitting .571. Northwestern will take their first time out. The Turbos used them both. Northwestern's got 1 remaining. 22-20, Northwestern leads. Third set, first 2 sets split. The Hawks 25-15 in the first, Northwestern 25-19 in the second. The Hawks still just the 1 attack here in this third set, hitting .444. Northwestern hitting .414. A set here where both teams are hitting over 400. This is fun high-level volleyball, not unexpected. 2 teams ranked in the top 15 in the country. 2 teams undefeated in their conferences. 2 teams that you think could potentially play if you've got a 3 and a 15. If Northwestern stayed the same and Viterbo moved up a notch since then, or vice versa. Viterbo stayed the same, Northwestern moved up a notch, and they were 2 and 15 at the end of the year. They'd be in the same pool. So this could be a pool championship match at the National. Certainly could be a quarterfinal, semifinal championship match as well. The Turbo's out of timeouts. Northwestern has 1 remaining. Turbo will continue to serve here with Gurman. Metzger's on the floor. Winterfeld on the floor as well. Gurman will serve. And into the net. Rough spot for a missed serve that time, 23-20. Westfall back in. Hot off to serve. Back set for Treptow. Treptow cross court, dug up, over. Good communication by Gurman. Left side, Jarn. Jarn in that rare miss hit for her. Well, she's had a big night. Jarn unfortunately miss hit on that one into that point. Northwestern, and now 24-20 set point here to go up 2-1. The crowd trying to implore on maybe Northwestern. Seems like more Northwestern fans there on the opposite side. And a good number of them too, probably a couple dozen. Jar, big swing, dug up by Bloom. Back row attack, and out. All right, 1 set point saved on the miss hit by Ostra. 24-21. Pull the Veen into serve, and she's had a good service night, along with Ely. You got Jar on the floor, who's had the big night. Get that comment at portion where you, unfortunately, you can't get to that point. You're going to have to, at 24-21, you got to win it. At least win 3 points in a row here with this group on the floor. Back row, dug up, overpass, kept up by Gurman, near the net. Polavino set up jar, tipped, and gets another kill. 24-22. We said good crowd from Northwestern make the trip. Second timeout of the set for Northwestern, so both teams have used all their timeouts. We go past 24 apiece, additional timeouts are available. Trying to find her parents, maybe Lois and Matt, anywhere in the crowd tonight to kind of gauge their reaction. Usually the parents sit on the same side as the camera here, so don't get a chance to find all of, see where all the parents are sitting, especially if they're sitting below me, kind of closer to the floor. She's obviously had a fantastic night tonight. Said earlier, hate to see that good of a night go to waste, but you're playing a really good team. Jar's got 21 kills, hitting 516. Halverson 8 kills, hitting 353. Mitchell's got 7 kills, hitting 429. Ely's got 4 kills, hitting 273. So, got 4 hitters that are having nice nights. Northwestern, the same thing. Winterfeld's up to 14 kills, so kind of quietly, she's had a big night offensively as well. After she didn't start great in the first set, so she's been really good the last 2 sets. 14 kills, hitting 333. Franken 8 kills, hitting 700. Sampson 6 kills, hitting 500. Westfall's got 4 kills, hitting 333. So we maybe thought was a slight advantage, and probably is still been a slight advantage. Left sides for Viterbo. Northwestern's come a little closer to equalizing that here in the second and third sets. Polavina continue to serve. Vioxni, long serve, and that'll do it here for the third set. Western wins the third set 25-22. They lead 2-1 after 3. Vioch going to have to win the final 2 to pull this one out in 5. Last 2 sets have been more Northwestern playing pretty darn well than Viterbo playing poorly. There's been some times this year where Viterbo's lost some sets where they have not played well. This has been more Northwestern's been good than Viterbo has not been at their peak in these last 2 sets. I'm making notes throughout the match here. And we always hope to be joined by Ryan along after these matches, and better shot to do that tonight. I'm not working tomorrow, so I can hang around a little longer, and I'm going to guess the Brewers. I suppose I can check that quickly. If you care about the Brewers, you're watching that and you're not watching this, but the Brewers are down 3-1 to the Dodgers in the 7th, so that may be over by the time the match is done, which will get Ryan DeLong's attention more in volleyball than on baseball. Okay, Brewers tied it way back when in the second. I heard that as I was walking in, but the Dodgers got 2 in the 6th. Okay. If you're watching the baseball and listening to me at the same time, you already know all this, but I do not. So, oh boy, Abner Uribe made an error for the Brewers that allowed a run. So single walk. Okay, base hit for Edmond, 2-1. 2 outs, and then Abner Uribe made an error to make it 3-1. All right. Brewers had a leadoff double in the 7th, but 3 outs after that. The Dodgers are down 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of 7. All right, I'm keeping up here. Probably not exciting webcast commentary that you're looking for, but I had to take a couple minutes there, just get updated on the ball game. Right back to the volleyball thoughts here. Sets through set 3. Third set, Northwestern at 367, 17 kills, 6 errors, 30 attacks. Viox actually hit a little better, 387, 14 kills, 2 errors, 31 attacks. But yeah, error is the difference. Errors the other way, the difference in that set. Viterbo only had the 2 errors, but had 2 less kills. Northwestern had 3 more kills, but had 4 more errors. And for the match, Viterbo is still hitting a very nice 372. Northwestern's hitting pretty well as well, 277. 5-3 now in favor of blocks for Viterbo, so that's kind of swung the opposite way in that third set. Northwestern had the advantage through 2. Digs have turned to Northwestern, 32-30 over Viterbo. Excuse me, through the 3 sets. kind of mention some of the individual stuff here recently. Connor's got 23 assists. Polavina's got 18. Gurman's got 13 digs. Nobody else with more than 4 for Viterbo. Viterbo served to begin the fourth set. Give you the attacking numbers for Northwestern. 23 assists for Reitzma, 10 for Potoff. 4 aces for Bloom. It's still pretty balanced defensively. 7 digs for Bloom and Ostra, 6 for Winterfeld, 5 for Potoff, 4 for Reitzma, a couple for Nemers. Connor will serve to begin the fourth set here for the V-Hawks. V-Hawks need to win the last 2 to win this one in 5. Down the line. Go right side, and they swing that time right side. Able to beat Halverson at the net was Franken. This match there for Viterbo. Franken 6'1", Halverson at 5'8". 5-inch differential there between Halverson and Franken. Miss hit that time by Angst. There's 2 points in the second set for Northwestern. Inside to Mitchell. Mitchell puts it away. Trying to get Mitchell and Jar rocking together in this match, you really might have something. They're on the floor together at the moment with Czech serving. He's had a good night defensively and at the service line. Jump serve, knuckleball. Bloom mishit it, and ace for Czech. 2 apiece here early fourth. (3-2) Northwestern now in front. Westfall and Potoff back in. Potoff serving. Back right to Libero Gurman near the net, but Mitchell plays it. Jar with another big swing. Hinsman in for Mitchell. 3 apiece. I don't know if anybody's had 30 kills in a match for Viterbo. This goes 5. Jar might set a record of some sort tonight. Into the middle, and Czech couldn't quite get there to play. Connor Dovin made an attempt as well. I'm going to go away from live stats for a while. If you're looking for live stats for a second or two, I apologize. I'm going to another miss hit that time. 5-3 Northwestern here in the fourth. We'll go back to the main page. There we go. Women's volleyball. There you go, individual match records. Jar another kill. That's the reason I'm looking for it. See if I can get this in a full screen. There we go. Here we go, individual single game kills. 35, Alicia Olsen also had 33. Amy Braxma, 32. Katie Fromater, 32. Natalie Geidel, 31. So, 3 set, there you go, 4 set match. It's Fromater with 32. So we'll start there, and then we'll go to, and we'll dig that one up. They'll go left side, off the block, block back. Hawks will get another swing here, tipped over at least, played up by Jar. So Ely on the attack, Ely cross court. Nice dig up by Potoff. Swing and dug up by Czech. Good point here. Jar tipped over, kept up in the middle by Ostra. Swing kept up by Ely. Polavina to Jar. Jar another big swing to the middle, and it'll be another kill. Hit the floor. Now they'll call a lift that time, so not officially a kill for Jar. Five apiece here, third set. Let me write these down so I don't forget. She already may be top tie. Top 5 is 24 in a 4-set match, but records 32 and a 4 and 35 in a 5, and that's Fromater, and this is Olson. Okay, got all that. Got it quicker than I thought. Good job by the history. Who can I credit that for? 6'5" Northwestern. We'll get back to the live stats here. Take a minute or two. Played up by Gurman. Inside for Hinsman, and Hinsman a big swing, but just long. No disagreement there on the Viterbo side. Nice swing by Hinsman, but just long. Schedule. This is Nemmer serving. Kind of slaps the volleyball like you slap the basketball on an inbounds pass in basketball. And just shied, never got over there. Rode along the net for a little bit on the right side, did jar that time. But individually, she is up to 24 kills. So she has tied the 5th most kills in a match with at 8-5 here in the 4th set. The record in a 4-set match is 32. Played over, kept up. Back row attack from Winterfeld is good. Now they get more out of that back row attack than any women's team I think I've seen. As we talked about that before, that's a much bigger offensive strategy in the men's game, but not used a whole lot in the women's game, and they've gotten as much use out of that back row attack has Northwestern with Winterfeld than maybe anybody I've ever seen. Cross-court jar out that time. Timeout Viterbo. Down 10-5 here early 4th. Starting to go to jar, I think, so much here that you're starting to lose a little bit of the effectiveness. Still had a fantastic individual match. 24 kills, hitting 447. But I think everybody's kind of sensed it that she's hitting it so well tonight you want to go to her almost every point instead of being maybe a touch more, not a lot, a touch more selective, because she's had, let me do some quick math here, 17. She's had between somewhere like 37 swings here, 24 kills, 7 errors, I believe about 37 swings would be the number there. And Mitchell 8 kills hitting 467, Halverson 8 kills hitting 353. Winterfeld's up to 16 herself and hitting 371. Only players in double figures. But just to repeat here, Viterbo match record, 4-set match, 32 kills like Katie Fromater. Katie Robson these days, married Thomas Robson, former men's player here, assistant coach for the women, and now coaching professionally down in Northwestern, kind of Northwestern's neck of the woods in Omaha, Nebraska. But right now, tied for 5th in a 4-set match is Jar with the 24 kills, and Alicia Olson has the record 35 kills if we do get to a 5th set, and hopefully we do get to that 5th set. 31 would get you into the top 5 on that. So if I can recall who exactly got all that up, I'll credit him here. I don't remember who it is. That serves who might have been Long. Jar played it. Played back to the middle, free ball here, played over by Hinsman and out. 11-5 Northwestern leads. Some of those, at times, defensive and passing issues that Viterbo has. Hedman is good. Hedman bad tonight. It's been pretty good tonight, but this type of a match, you can't survive a whole lot of those at all, and there's been a few of them. They'll go left side for Ely off the block back. And we'll block that time for Reitzma and Westfall. 12-5 Northwestern leads. Northwestern looking the part here of the team that's number 3 in the country and beat a couple of ranked opponents on the road last week, trying to make it 3 in a row in that regards. And all teams ranked in the top 18. Viterbo's 15th. Free ball here. Jar will play it over. That's going to barely get over. Back set and down the line, but out. Set up well, but Westfall the attack here. V-Hawks back within 12-6. Marquardt in, Halverson in. Marquardt will serve. And they'll barrel Bloom back in for Northwestern. Deep serve, Bloom plays it. Right side, dig up by Marquardt. Left side for Halverson, and able to beat Bloom. Talk a lot about Jar, deservedly so. Halverson has not had a bad night either. That's Halverson's 9th kill of the match and hitting .389. And put away at the net on the overpass by Halverson, so she's now in double figures in kills. So you hope this good of a night for Jar doesn't go to waste. Off the net, ball live. Right side, blocked back by Halverson and Hinsman. Tipped, picked up by Marquardt. Back set for Ely. Ely off the block, dug up by Gurman. Another swing from Ely off the block, point good. 4 straight for Viterbo, back within 12-9. Showing a little gumption here. Marquardt will continue to serve. They've attacked Bloom a little more than you expect against the libero. Go back row and tipped over by Halverson for the point. 12-10, 5 straight points, timeout Northwestern. Showing a little fight here is Viterbo. We're down 12-5 and now back within 12-10. So I mentioned it earlier here, impressed with the Northwestern crowd that's made it tonight. I'm just trying to peek in that direction. In similar colors, a slightly different hue of red, a little brighter than the Viterbo, more maroon red than kind of bright red. So there's probably a couple dozen fans from Northwestern who made the trip. I'm trying to remember from the past. I want to say it's like between a 6 and 7 hour trip. A little less than that. Never been to the national championship. I kind of jokingly always told Ryan DeLong, you ever make it to a national championship match, I'll find a way to get there. That's when it was on a Saturday night, which is the best available night for me to go. Now it's on a Monday or Tuesday night, if I recall correctly. But kind of always jokingly told him, if he ever makes one, you got to find a way to get there. They've lost in the semis, I believe it's 7 times now. Fantastic record. You made 7 Final Fours. Unfortunately, still trying to get to that championship match. Sometimes it keeps showing up. Sometimes it happens when you don't expect it. Miscommunication and an ace for Marquardt. 6 straight for the V-Hawks. Back within 12-11. So it's showing a little fight here. Good to see. Miss it by Bloom. Bloom will play it over on a free ball. We'll set up Halverson right to the left side for the kill. 7 straight for the V-Hawks. Tied at 12 apiece. The ceiling is high enough for Viterbo to do damage in Sioux City this year. We'll see if the floor, which might be a little too low, prevents that. Let's dig up by Gurman. Played, Halverson will get something out of that and able to beat Bloom for the kill. And Halverson kind of shrugs her shoulders like maybe what is turned into a jar is starting to turn into that kind of a night for Halverson. Go left side, a block back. Ball still alive, back row attack, Winterfeld and Long. 9 straight for the V-Hawks to lead 14-12. As our odds of a 5th and final set keep increasing. Kyle Vandenbosch might have to take a second timeout. Inside tipped over, dug up by Gurman. Polavina. Right side for Ely off the block. 10 straight points for the V-Hawks. Kyle Vandenbosch he's up. He is going to take that second timeout. V-Hawks were down 12-5. They've won 10 consecutive points and lead 15-12. And it's been different. Jar was the big attacker. Halverson's been big in this stretch. She's now got 13 kills and hitting .500. Sophomore left side, Jar and Halverson. They're here for two more years each. Mitchell's having her usual decent night. 8 kills hitting .467. Ely having a decent night as well. 6 kills hitting .267. Winterfeld 16 kills hitting .333. Franken a big night. 9 kills hitting .727. Sampson, 9 kills, 6 kills hitting .455. Westfall's got 4. Osha's got 3. Yeah, Metzger's kind of been a non-factor in this match to some degree versus what we were maybe thinking it was going to be coming in. New York's hitting .363 in the match. Northwestern hitting .247. Still too many service errors. 13 service errors. Got to clean that up. That's kind of getting back to last year levels, unfortunately. All right, back to the match here. Seahawks 316, Northwestern 071 in this fourth set. Right side, tip, and ball still alive. Couldn't quite get it over point Northwestern. Back within 3. Effort's been very good for Viterbo in this stretch as well. Anks back in for Marquardt. Reitzma back into serve along with Franken for Northwestern. Knuckleball played by Gurman. Left side for Halverson, tip. I don't think that got over. Yeah, that got recognized. Never did get over. No, in the net, they're going to say. They're going to say the V-Hawks were in the net, apparently. Apologize. No, okay, they're going to say Northwestern is in the net. I apologize. Sampson was in the net for Northwestern. I didn't pick that up right away. Sorry about that. 16-13, Viterbo leads here in the fourth. Mitchell will wipe up some perspiration near the V-Hawk eye. We said Viterbo women's basketball team will make their season debut week from Friday. New head coach Jordan Scar. Looking forward to catching that one in 8 days. We'll do some commentary on some of the men's and women's basketball matches as well. I do more of this for the men and more of the PA for the women, but some of both I would imagine this year. Left side tip, off the block and good. Able to beat the block of Mitchell and Ely that time. Hinsman back in for Quist. Correction, Libero Gurman back in. 16-14. Volleyball's between 2 and 3 points here for a series of points. Go left side Mitchell. Mitchell to the middle. Point good. I think Mitchell is at the 9th or 10th kill for Mitchell tonight. 9th kill, so Jar with 24, Halverson with 14, Mitchell with 9, Winterfeld with 16, Franken with 9 in terms of kills for Northwestern. Connor continues to serve, as we said, and a volleying ball around between 2 and 3. In a moment, Connor into the net and back down to 2. Metzger back in. A 6-1 middle from Larchwood, Iowa. Winterfeld from Sioux Center, Iowa. So their two best players, relatively homegrown. That's out. Good recognition by Gurman. Some of the teammates in the crowd on the near side, which are a lot of the men's athletes here in various sports at Viterbo, kind of trying to help Gurman on and let her know that ball was out. 18-15, we swing between 2 and 3. Viterbo get it to 4 or 5 here. You feel pretty confident we're going to a fifth set. Check will serve. She's had a good night from that spot. The right side over the block, dug up by Check. Inside for Mitchell. Mitchell, cut shot in the middle, puts it away. Mitchell now in double figures tonight with 10 kills. 19-15, couple more points here. You're feeling real confident here that we're going to a fifth. Been a good, fun volleyball match. High-level play tonight. As we said, this might be one you see a rematch of, maybe in a pool championship game, or maybe once you get down to the quarterfinal, semifinal, maybe even a national championship match. This level play somehow kept over, out. You know, just play and see what happens. Viterbo kind of scrambles to win that point. Now 5 points away here, 20-15, as they've won 3 straight points. Been a while since we've seen a good 5-setter here, and we might see one tonight. Simple ball from Check to the middle. Not a real clean play. Tip. Kept up by Jar. Give and go to Jar. Jar, another kill for Jar. 25th kill of the night for Izzy Jar. She is now 4th all-time here at Viterbo in a 4-set match. Like I said, we're hoping we get to 5. 31-5 would get her into the top 5 of that list. Said if I can remember, if I still say if I can remember who is probably the most responsible for that, I'll pass that along. Left side over the block, dug up by Gurman. Right side, left side for Jar. Jar will cut shot in the middle, dug up by Bloom. Right side tip, dug up by Gurman. Set up Mitchell inside, dug up by Bloom. Good point here. Big swing, blocked back by Mitchell and Treptow. Left side again, Winterfeld, blocked back again by Mitchell and Treptow. He'll go somewhere else, tipped over, kept up by Gurman. Offside Jar. Jar, big swing and another kill. 26th kill of the night for Izzy Jar. 5 straight for Viterbo to lead 22-15. They were down 12-5 at one point. They've won 17 of the last 20 points to go from down 7 to up 7. Czech will serve, 3 points away from the 5th set. Big swing, block back again, Mitchell and Treptow. Another block that time, but off the block. Mitchell and Jar that time, off the block. Kill for Northwestern. 22-16 now in the 4th. Potoff in to serve. Westfall back in with her. And Franken's now in double figures, so now 5 players in this match in double figures in kills. Inside setup for Treptow. Dug up. Tip and good. Emma Westfall with the kill for Northwestern. 22-17. Viterbo, I believe, has 1 timeout remaining. I think they took one early. Going off memory. I think they took one early. I think they've got 1 left. Northwestern, I believe, has used both of theirs. Down the line. Give and go to Jar. Jar off balance, cross court. One of those nights. Played over free ball. Inside for Mitchell. Mitchell off balance. Said doesn't have to get a good pass to get a good swing. That was way off balance and still got it over. And now played over by Treptow on a free ball. Near the net. Right side, down the line, good. Just beat Gurman that time. I'm not sure Gurman would have got to the line. I think her only choice was to kind of let it go and hope. Rindalong's got a timeout left. He's maybe thinking about using one. He will not. 22-18, B-Hawks 3 points away from the 5th set. Connor, inside for Mitchell, off the block. Kill good. 23-18. Hinsman back in. Gurman will serve. As we said, it's been a fun match. Lived up to what I thought it would be tonight. It's been even a better and a better offensive night than I thought. There might be a little more defense in this match. This has been a very high-level offensive match. It's been fun. Free ball. Go dump over by Connor for the kill. (24-18). V-Hawks a point away here from 2 sets apiece. And some of the men's athletes here getting pretty fired up to my right. Cross court, shirt and an ace. Ace for Gurman to win the 4th set. The Hawks win the 4th set 25-18. We head to a 5th. 25-15 Viterbo in the 1st. 25-19 Northwestern, 25-22 Northwestern in the middle 2 sets. 25-18 Viterbo here in the 4th. We head to a 5th. I'll flip a coin here to determine who gets the serve to begin the 5th. Looks like Viterbo will serve. Stay on your same side, and then at the 8th point for either team, then you flip ends. 4th set. Viterbo hit 419, 18 kills. That's their highest total in the match. 5 errors, 31 attacks. Northwestern hit 167, 8 kills, 3 errors, 30 attacks. For the match, Viterbo hitting 384, Northwestern hitting 248. Total kills 64 kills for Viterbo through 4 sets. Ryan DeLong's goal tends to be about 13 or 14 a set. 16 a set against the number 3 ranked team in the country. And a team who was number 1 in the country for a lot of last season. Digs 43-39 for Viterbo, blocks 5-4 for Viterbo. So too many service errors, like we said. That's at 14 through 4 sets. I just dropped my pen, so give me 30 seconds here to set a mic down. I'll be back with you in a sec. 5-4 in terms of blocks. I think we got to that. Blocks, digs, service errors. Yep, got to all that. Individually, Izzy Jar, 26 kills through 4 sets. That is among the top 5 in 4 set. Obviously, those are all just 5 total matches here. So now we go to a 5th set. 35 is the record in a 5-set match for Viterbo. Alicia Olson. 31 would get Jar into the top 5. So needs 5 kills in this set. Would need 9 out of the 15 points. That's pretty unlikely. But 5 to get into the top 5 is not impossible at this point. 26 kills, 7 errors, hitting .452. Haley Halvert's kind of quietly, relatively quietly. Haley Halverson's had a big night on the left side as well. 14 kills, 2 errors, hitting .522. Mitchell, 11 kills and an error, hitting .500. Ely, 6 kills, .267. Winterfeld, 16 kills, hitting .268. They've gone to her a lot more in that 4 set as Viterbo's starting to feed Jar as well. Franken, kind of like Halverson, quietly had a very nice night. 10 kills, hitting .562 with 1 error. Westfall, 7 kills, 2 errors, .294. Sampson, 6 kills, 1 error, hitting .455 for Northwestern. Reitzman's got 26 assists. Connor's got 29 for Viterbo. Poldavina's got 24. Gurman's got 19 digs. Nobody in double figures in digs. Ostra's got 8 digs, and Bloom's got 8 digs to lead Northwestern. We head to a 5th. Maddie Connor will serve to begin the 5th set for the Beehawks. Crowd getting into this one, deservedly so. This has been high level and fun. The right side, down the line. Gurman kind of double hit at that time, didn't see it. So point continues. Miss point in the middle. Winterfeld will tip it over, out. No, tip, point Beehawks. Or point Northwestern. Winterfeld with the kill. 17th kill of the night for her. I thought that might have been a double hit by Gurman on the floor, but they didn't call it, so you thought they might give a turbo shot to stay in that point, but Winterfeld off the block, point good. Bloom will serve. Connor will go inside for Mitchell. Mitchell off the block. We'll go right side this time for Treptow off the block, kept it alive. Halverson now big swing. Halverson puts it away. Tied at 1 apiece here in the 5th. Kind of reminds me of the match against Bellevue here, maybe in about 2019. There was a 5-set match and had a similarly high level of play. If anybody remembers that one. Actually did color on that one on a broadcast with Ken Kozarowski from Channel 8. Served long by Czech. So 2-1 Northwestern. That was a really fun match. This match has been pretty similar to that. Kind of similar to the 5-setter against Grandview back in, I believe it was 2016. Conference title. I was not here. I was watching on a web stream at my sister's house in Ohio. Mitchell will tip it over. Winterfeld set up. Nice dig up by Gurman. Jar with a big swing, but blocked back. Metzger has not been the factor we thought she would be in the match tonight. She was there. Jar with a swing. Metzger answers with a solo block. 3-1 Northwestern here in the 5th. Two of the better ones over the years that come to mind here in this gym. And off the block, Treptow get the kill. 3-2 Northwestern. Hinsman in for Mitchell. Gurman will serve. Perspiration on the floor here. That'll get wiped up by Winterfeld. So like I said, you can see why she was a libero in Division I. 5'9", just not a lot of size. You need, even outside, you're looking at 6 foot plus at that level. Not a lot different than basketball at this level. Even the everybody's a little bigger in Division I. The skill's probably a little better, but the size is bigger too. Gurman will serve. 3-2. Dumped over, and Connor late to recognize that. Point for Northwestern. 4-2 they now lead. We'll go back set for Treptow, cross court and good. No, long. Ooh, that drew some. That drew some complaints from all the fans to my left. And DeLong a little frustrated as well. And this said the yellow card that got picked up earlier could come into play here. You can see the Northwestern fans on the other side kind of talking about a yellow here. I'm not sure who picked up the yellow earlier. I'm gathering from what we're seeing here that it was Northwestern that picked up the yellow, because if Viterbo would have picked up the yellow earlier, this would be a spot where you don't want to pick up more than a yellow here if you're riding along. Some frustration, I think, trying to get his team to maybe find that second gear, down 5-2 here late fifth. Right, left side for Jar. Jar off the block back by Metzger. Westfall might have got a piece as well. Timeout Viterbo. 6-2 Northwestern leads here in the fifth. And Jenna Bean's going to have to go run the huddle. Ryan DeLong still arguing with April Suter about that call on the opposite side. Right, timeout Viterbo. 6-2 Northwestern leads here in the fifth. Wrong set here. Set summary. Early on here in the fifth, obviously 8 points in. Northwestern 2 kills, no errors, 4 attacks, hitting .500. Viterbo 2 kills but 3 errors in 8 attacks, hitting -125. Early in the fifth. I hit the wrong button. I lost my live stats for a second. There we go. Viterbo hitting .353 for the match. .256 for Northwestern. Winterfeld up to 17 kills and Jar still at 26. Well, let's see if Viterbo can find a second gear here. Down 6-2. They were down 12-5 in the second and came back 125-18. Let's serve. Jar the swing. Dug up by Ostra. Tip. Dug up by Gurman. Back set. Treptow off the block. Back row attack from Winterfeld, the tip, dug up by Connor. Left side for Jar. Jar down the line, and Jar gets the kill. 27th kill of the night for Izzy Jar. The Hawks back within 6-3. Polavina and Ely back in. Polavina's had a nice night in the middle as the server. Or as the server, as the setter. Had a good night from the service line, too. Crowd getting into this one, deservedly so. So 6-3. Back row to Winterfeld. Right left side over the block, dug up by Czech. Near the net. Polavina out of the net, played over by Hinsman. Go right side, over the block, dug up by Polavina. Right side for Ely. Ely gets a swing out of that, dug up by Winterfeld. Left side tip, kept up. Long point. Ely again gets a swing, dug up. Is dig up by Potoff. Off the block, up by Jar. Inside for Hinsman. Hinsman to the corner and good. 6-4, V-Hawks back within 2. Big match for the confidence here. I think if you're Viterbo, you're in better shape than you were when you started the night either way, but boy, with some younger players in some spots, couple sophomore left sides, a freshman libero in Gurman. Big spot if you could somehow get a win here tonight. 6-4 with Western up in the fifth, and now 7-4 as Czech was beaten in the back row that time by Ostra. We'll switch sides here if Northwestern wins this point. 7-4 at the moment. And some miscommunication, unfortunately, between Jar and Czech in the back row makes it 8-4, and as we said, we'll switch sides. Ryan DeLong is still frustrated with that point earlier in this set. Got to let it go and coach the remainder of the match. All right, 8-4 as we switch ends. Switch complete. Nemers serving. Pass a little off the mark, but getting something out of that jar into the net. 9-4 Northwestern leads here in the fifth. They got the little low on the arm, did Jar. Consider a timeout here again if you're Ryan DeLong. You have to save those timeouts for late in potentially close fifth sets to set up your best hitters. Ely, big swing, kept up. Oh, left side for Jar. Jar over the block. Nice dig up again, and then put down at the net by Ely. 9-5. A full run together here. Libero Bloom back in for Northwestern. Marquardt and Halverson in for the Seahawks. The right side, off the block, by Marquardt. Bad pass, and into the net that time with the Seahawks. Point Northwestern in a 10-5 lead. Hinsman off the block. Hinsman gets the kill. The Hawks back within 10-6. Mitchell back in. Mia Quiston to serve. Perspiration break here. Didn't even look till now. Northwestern, a little older team or not? Metzger's a senior, Winterfeld's a junior off the block. That'll be a kill for Northwestern and Reitzma. Correction, it was Sampson on the right side. The Hawks will, well, they signaled the timeout. They did not. Gurman back in at the libero. (11-6). Right side, Ely. Ely splits the block. Ball still alive. That'll be a point Seahawks. Ely with the kill. Ely's had a pretty decent night as well. Lost in the shuffle. 8 kills. 8 kills hitting 300 for Ely. Ely, Mitchell, Halverson, Jar have all had big nights for Viterbo. But Winterfeld, Franken, Westfall, Sampson have all had big nights for Northwestern. So 4 big nights from hitters apiece. Connor to serve 11-7. Right side, splits the block, puts it away. Nice swing on the right side, Riley Franklin. 12-7 now the Northwestern lead. Bloom to serve, 3 points away from the match is Northwestern. Inside for Mitchell. Mitchell off the block gets the kill. 12-8. We'll put a run together here. Still a run away. Jar and Check back in. This is that rotation that's maybe been the best for Viterbo tonight with Jar and Mitchell on the floor together. Gurman, Connor, Check serving, who's had a good night, and Treptow. This might be the group that puts a run together for you. We'll see. Check to serve. Goes back right there. Black left to Bloom. Cross-court pass off the block. Dug up by Gurman. And Mitchell scramble to play it over, and it will barely not get over. Did not get over the net. Point Northwestern, 13-8, 2 points away. Jar, we said, needed 31 to get into that top 5. He's at 27 as we speak. That's got to be topic 2 tonight of the post game with Ryan DeLong. Hopefully a comeback. Hopefully we get a bigger Treptow off the block, dug up. We'll go Winterfeld. Might have been outside the antenna, but no call. Jar, a nice swing, dug up by Bloom. And near the net, free ball. Set up Jar again. Just a shuffle back. Pass a little behind her from Gurman. Played over, dug up. Connor will set up Jar again. Jar off the block and in. Northwestern leads 14-8. Match point for Northwestern here to pull off their third consecutive top 20 road win. They're looking tonight like the team that was number one in the country for a large portion of the season a year ago. 14-8. Viterbo needs to win 6 straight to stay in this. Mitchell try and get the first one cross court and does. 14-9. At some point here the crowd gets fired up and puts a run together. Northwestern's got timeouts remaining. Hinsman back in for Mitchell. Criminal serve. A deep left corner where she likes to serve. Cross court. Winterfeld off the block. German will set up Jar. Jar, big swing. Jar puts it away. 2 kills here for Viterbo. 28th kill of the night for Izzy Jar. 14-10. Northwestern's got timeouts. Might take one here at 11 or 12, I would think. German, deep out. Northwestern wins this one. Fantastic volleyball match here tonight. Northwestern wins this one 15-25, 19-22, 18-25, and 10. Northwestern is now 20-3 on the season. Viterbo drops to 17-6, and a little bit of a few people standing and applauding here. High-level volleyball here tonight at the R.W. Beggs Gymnasium in La Crosse, Wisconsin. So Northwestern over Viterbo in 5. We'll go back to our pre-match themes, see if anything stands out there. They does not, so let's just get into some stats. I think I got a half a dozen decent questions for Ryan DeLong, hopefully before the match. First thing, I think you got to be encouraged, big picture. You want to win this match, but big picture after scrambling and Ryan DeLong and Kyle Vandenbosch Hagen, kind of get a feeling these two might see each other down the line. They may see each other at come together for a little prayer circle before we leave tonight. Get a feeling these two might see each other in a pool championship match, might see each other once you get down to the bracket quarters semifinal, and even some possibility these two teams will see each other in the national championship match this year. High-level play here tonight at Viterbo. As we said, Northwestern wins it in 5. I gather that Dodgers game, Jordan Scar, thanks very much. He's listening on the shout-out. I gather that Brewers-Dodgers game has gone final. It was 3-1 in the 8th last time I looked. And it has gone final 3-1, so the Dodgers up 3-0 in that series. Game 4 tomorrow. Brewers trying to win 4 straight and pull an 0-4 Red Sox and stay alive. All right, here, let's get back to the volleyball for a sec. See here, we gave you this. Gave you the final score. Northwestern hit 333 in that final set, 6 kills, no errors. So they had 2 sets of the 5 tonight where they did not commit an attack error. That's I told you, I don't remember a lot of sets where there's been 0 in a set for either team, let alone 2 in a match for the same night. Very good for Northwestern. And more Northwestern played pretty well tonight than Viterbo didn't do anything as well as they needed to. Didn't hit great in the 5th set, however. 10 kills, which is good in a 15-point set, but 6 errors, on 29 attacks, hit 138. Viterbo hit 338 for the match. Northwestern hit 260. Viterbo 74 kills, 22 errors, hit 338, as we said. Northwestern 50 kills, 16 errors, hit 260. 69 assists for 51 for Northwestern. 8 aces for Northwestern, 7 Viterbo. That's pretty even. A stat that unfortunately stands out, 16 service errors for Viterbo tonight, 4 for Northwestern. So 12 more service errors in a match that was a 5-setter. That hurts you a little bit. Blocks were 7-5 in favor of Northwestern. Fairly even. Figured Northwestern a slight advantage there, and it turned out to be a slight advantage. That's about it as far as team stats. Individual stats, we'll start with winning Northwestern as we wait for Ryan DeLong here to join us after the match. Stella Winterfeld led Northwestern, 17 kills tonight, hit 255. Also had 11 digs, so a double-double for her, a couple of aces and a couple of blocks as well. Riley Franklin, 11 kills, hit 556 for Northwestern. Emma Westfall, 8 kills, hit 286, 4 blocks for her. Maddie Sampson, 7 kills, hit 500, 3 blocks for her. So 4 hitters for Northwestern, 7 or more kills and hit 255 or better, and 2 of those hit 500 or better. Ostra had 5 kills, 10 digs. Potoff had 16 assists and 9 digs. Metzger, not a big factor offensively, not a factor at all offensively, just 1 kill but had 4 blocks, and those blocks came a little later. She had, I would guess, 3 of the 4 blocks in the 4th and 5th set, so a bigger factor than that in the 5th set. Mitchell a little better than her tonight, but and Jar the best attacker in tonight, so a little, like I said, service error is kind of the big thing that stands out as far as statistical things that Viterbo need to do better in the match tonight. Nemmers had 3 digs for Northwestern. Reitzma had 28 assists and 5 digs. And Maggie Bloom had 10 digs, 4 aces, and 3 assists for Northwestern. For Viterbo, Izzy Jar finishes with 28 kills tonight, hit 327, so 11 errors, 17, something like 50, that'd be about 52 attacks, I want to say. A lot of swings for one player in a given match. 6 digs for Jar as well, so a nice night there. Halverson quietly had a very nice night. 15 kills, 2 errors, hit 542. Had a couple of digs as well. Jada Mitchell with her usual big night, 13 kills, hit 440, had 3 blocks. Kenny Lee had a nice night, 8 kills, hit 300. Sadie Treptow, 4 kills. Jalen Hinsman, 4 kills and a couple of blocks. Treptow had a couple of blocks as well. Polavina had 27 assists, 3 digs, couple aces. Maddie Connor had 32 assists and 8 digs. Riley Angst, 4 digs. Gurman had 22 digs, 5 assists and a couple aces. And I think that's about it for stats. Other than Grace Check, we mentioned Check had a decent night defensively, back row, 7 digs for her. All right, still awaiting Ryan DeLong here. Final score once again, 5-setter here tonight. Viterbo loses this one 15-25, 19-22, 18-25, and 10. That's a red shirt, but it's not Mr. DeLong coming out the window. As we said, Northwestern is 20-3 on the year. Viterbo drops to 17-6. Northwestern might move up a little bit. Latest national ranking just came out yesterday, so it wouldn't be reflected for almost 2 weeks from now. Maybe a shot Northwestern moves up another slot or two, and I don't think it's going to hurt Viterbo's ranking at all here, playing to a 15-10 fifth set as Ryan DeLong. He is on the way here, so we'll hold on here for another minute or two and take Ryan as he heads this direction. Got to be encouraged, big picture, I thought. Izzy Jar played fantastic tonight. Too many service errors. Did well against Metzger, not as well against Winterfeld. And we'll maybe show some other things at Ryan as we go here. We're going to have to we'll hand it back and forth again here. We'll have Mason move, if you would, here. So get this set up here. Thanks, Mason, for your help tonight. All right, dear, Viterbo, a 5-set loser to Northwestern of Iowa. First question, though, I think you got to be encouraged, big picture, with you saw tonight. You played pretty darn well.
Yeah, I thought we played really well. Proud of this team. I thought this is the best match we played all year. We played decent early on in the season, and then we played good at times. But you've seen us. We can look really good in one set and look really bad in the next set. So I thought we had maybe like a 5 or 6 point blip there in the 4th, but we climbed ourselves out of it, and we played a hell of a match. Girls played well.
I don't know if I even have a question this. Izzy Jar, go ahead.
Yeah, that's her coming out party. She's had a nice year. But we know it's in there. We know we need her to be great for us to be great. And I'm really excited about her. We've been excited, and this was a hell of a game for her. She's getting coached by Mackenzie, who was a good player for us. So that's been a really benefit for us. But Izzy Jar was outstanding tonight.
Understatement probably that Kenzie Winker was a good player. She might have been even a little more than a good player. And I thought kind of the coming out party here was actually the national tournament opening round match here you played last year. She played really well, but looks like she's picked up her game maybe even a notch since then, especially tonight.
Yeah. And it's just about consistency with her, right? If we can have her be consistent, consistently good, we're going to be good.
Statistically, the thing that hurt you was too many service errors, 16 service errors tonight. Kind of seemed like that's been getting a little better this year. It was kind of an issue last year throughout the year. It seems like it's getting better, but it kind of bit you a little bit tonight, I thought.
Yeah, we just missed too many serves. We wanted to be aggressive, missed too many serves there, and you know, when that happens, and then it stays a little closer than it should, and then a borderline bad call here or there bites us, and then it just kind of snowballs there. So you can't miss that many serves. I mean, we gotta clean that up a little bit for us.
A couple more things here. First of all, talk about how you did on Metzger. You thought it became a little more of a factor at the net in the fourth and fifth sets, but I thought she wasn't as big a factor as maybe thought she would be coming in. Winterfeld, I thought, played pretty well against you at the net, and some of their other hitters had pretty big nights as well.
Yeah, I mean, they had some nice nights. I mean, the thing is, we had 74 kills to their 50 kills, so we outplayed them at the net. But they're not gonna. You're not gonna hold these guys down. They're too good a team. They did outblock us. That's a part of the game that we're usually pretty good at. But it looks like they outblocked us there. But no, I'm overall really happy with our play at the net.
I think that's all I had for you. Normally you don't say congratulations after a loss, but I think one of those nights where other than the scoreboard, you're probably pretty encouraged with what you saw tonight. Yeah. We won a 5-setter last Saturday in Governor State, and we felt like we lost that. Just not played real well. This is two great teams, great NAIA volleyball, and I'm encouraged. And if we can carry this on for the next month and a half, I think we're going to be in good shape. Thanks, Craig. Thanks, Ryan. That's Viterbo head coach Ryan DeLong. All right, we will wrap things up here. Final score tonight, once again, in 5. Northwestern over Viterbo 15-25, 19-22, 18-25, and 10. Northwestern now 20-3 on the year. Viterbo drops to 17-6. Viterbo back in action at home on Tuesday, back into conference play, which would be a little of a letdown after the quality of tonight's match. They'll play Judson on Tuesday at 6. They'll play Calumet a week from tonight at 7. Then on the road for a weekend before back at home for 3 matches in February. And likely the all 3 rounds of the Chicago tournament at home, and likely an NAIA national tournament opening round match at home. So for sure, 2 matches next week and 3 in the first week of November to catch the V-Hawks at home, but probably 9 more opportunities, 5 for sure, but probably 9 more opportunities to catch Viterbo at home. And as we said, Viterbo women make their season debut a week from tomorrow, Friday the 24th as well, opening first career game, I should say, at Viterbo here for new head coach Jordan Scar. So that's coming up here in 8 days as well. Just gave you the final. Viterbo 3-2 over Northwestern. Excellent volleyball tonight. Hopefully we get to see one as good at some point again this season. Craig Otto signing off from Viterbo. Northwestern, a 3-2 winner, women's volleyball over Viterbo this evening. Good evening, everybody.